Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Mr. Grimes?
Yes.
Hi, Pete Valesi, Freehold Township.
Oh, hi, good morning. Hold on one second.
Good morning. Sure.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, how you doing? I called this morning to talk to talk to somebody about getting onto the meeting tonight, the council meeting that's going on. We would like to attend it. A lot of us have compromised immune systems, though, and we'd like to attend it via Zoom, the way you used to do it. Can you guys set that up for us tonight?
We either have meetings in public or on Zoom. We don't do both. So we ended our Zoom meetings probably, I'm guessing, back in June. So we've been holding in-person council meetings, committee meetings. But you're from the marijuana group, right?
Yeah, we would like to. There's a bunch of us that want to talk about the medical cannabis ban of that town.
Right. So what I propose is, well, first of all, we don't do Zoom in our public meetings, because you either have to, you've been on Zoom meetings before. You either have to be on Zoom or you have to be live. It's very, it's very disruptive to have both. So we've chosen to be live. We've had some requests from the public to be live. We also are swearing in several police officers. So the meeting will be live. There's no Zoom, but I spoke to the committee as this was likely going to become law yesterday. They are creating a subcommittee that is going to tackle this very issue, where we're going to allow it in Freehold Township, and basically opening some of our zoning areas up to not only medical marijuana, but possible other dispensaries and that kind of stuff. So we could, in that regard, have that subcommittee hold Zoom meetings so that you guys could be involved. Coming to the committee meeting, is fine, but they're really going to direct this to be done at the subcommittee level, which is going to be, the mayor, one other appointed official, myself, township engineer, and the health officer are going to, be talking about where to zone these things. So, if you'd want to do that and we haven't set the committee yet. We should have it done second week in March. But if you'd like to attend that meeting, I could set up a Zoom call so that you could be heard before the marijuana subcommittee. Yeah,
we absolutely would. But we would like to attend tonight. How hard would it be to set this up for tonight, though?
It's above my pay grade. The committee has not. The committee does not do Zoom meetings. They only did them out of necessity in the very beginning. But we've been socially distant. Mr. Grimes, we have generally 2 people at our meetings. So we haven't done Zoom. It's just, we bring the committee together, we do our business. Our meetings are generally 10 minutes long, with the exception of the one where you came in and sang. I got to tell you, I was actually... You were the vocalist, right?
Yeah,
it was actually very entertaining. I got to be honest with you. With a great rendition. I could still,
Thank you.
You can't get no weed there. It's a great song. I got to be honest with you. It was very entertaining. We understand your point, and we are not going to have a ban in marijuana in Freehold Township. Our issue before, and just I know you're kind of one of the leaders of the group, was we did not want anything to happen outside of our control. So as we said in those meetings, as soon as it became legal, we were going to open it up in Freehold Township in certain locations. We have a hospital zone and we have a medical zone. We think that those are areas that should be opened up to medical marijuana. But again, the state's still working on licenses and how you can license dispensaries. So, I think they're pretty much behind the 8 ball too.
Yeah, a lot of things they have to work out with this issue.
They seem to be moving in your direction.
Yeah, we want Homegrown. That's what we really want, is Homegrown, because we can't afford this medicine. It's ridiculous. It costs $40 to make it, and they're charging $500 to sell it, and we kind of want to And most of us are on disability and in wheelchairs, and we're sick, and we need help, you know.
Yeah, whenever something like this gets done, you know, everybody's hands in the till, you know. So,
yeah.
And that's that's the driving force behind it. You know, anytime we get some type of relief like this, you know, it ends up being because there's a financial implication involved in it. And I'm not saying that's right, but you know, first of all, I thought Homegrown to a certain amount was in the new laws. They don't have that?
No, it may be in the Decrim bill for up to the 6 ounces, I believe, in the Decrim.
Right.
But yeah, it's right now it's a felony. Like if you're cooking meth, you're getting the same penalty as somebody who's growing cannabis for their child who's sick. So
really,
it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to give you a voice before the committee. You know, you either have to be Zoom or live. So the Open Public Meetings Act kind of requires that everybody have the same access to the meeting. So if we're going to do a Zoom meeting, we have to shut down the live portion, right? So everybody can be heard in the same manner. So that if you're speaking for something and someone's speaking against something, they don't have an advantage being directly in front of the committee. So you know, I can't do anything for you in that regard. But I do want to give you a voice before the subcommittee so that we can understand, just like what you said, the difference between, you know, you guys really want to get eventually to Homegrown, you know, but what can we do as far as the dispensaries are concerned, and what, you know, types of, you know, medical marijuana dispensaries are there? You know, you guys are the foremost, you know, speakers of what the public needs. So, and we, you know, we want you guys to be heard.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just confusing on the website because it does say on the website, remote services remain available for those who choose to utilize them instead of the in-person visits. That's why we were, and I saw some towns do this. Some towns do
right,
both.
So we will do that. Like if you have like a marriage license to get done, we can do like 95% of the marriage license on remotely with you on video, and then we just have to do everything's prepared. You come in, you sign it. You know what I mean? So with your witness. So we are using you know, telephonic and video conferencing for our day-to-day business in town. We're trying to, like, you can get on with our tax collector, who will help you through paying your taxes online. So those are the remote things we're talking about. But like I said, you really cannot have a live meeting and a Zoom conference at the same time. It's preferential to the two different people that are on there, and you know, it's very confusing. So I would challenge that nobody is doing that. They either have Zoom meetings or live meetings, and I don't think there's a town that I know of that is doing both.
Yeah, there's some towns that actually don't let us speak at all, like Union Township. We can't even speak. We have to write a letter to the clerk, and then the clerk reads our letter to the council. And they're definitely violating the Sunshine Act because we want our voices and our faces to be seen, you know.
Well, every public meeting of a municipality in the state of New Jersey has to have an audience participation portion. Free, you know, speaking freely on any subject you want to bring before the governing body. It's a requirement of the Open Public Meetings Act.
Does that include email though? Like, because an email would cover that, because that's what they're doing.
I don't believe so, because the whole purpose of it is for you to speak on what's going on in the meeting. So if something is passed at the meeting or there's discussion at the meeting, you have to be about it. But you know what, Mr. Grimes, I wanted to call you Lefty. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But you know, one of the issues that you have is, like, to stop that practice, somebody has to, like, bring a suit against them, and then you know, who has money to hire a lawyer and have, you know, a suit against the violation of the Open Public Meetings Act,
right?
Or who has time for that,
right? So
that's, you know, and some judges may think that's a valid way to hear the public. You know, some people have time limits. You know, 3 minutes. You can say a lot in 3 minutes. You know, and so if you're prepared, you can have a pretty good speech that can last 3 minutes. But
sure,
you have to formulate an email prior to the meeting and send it in. That, you know, I'm not sure that's. in the spirit of the law, but I guess that's for a judge to decide.
Yeah, in Old Tapan, they canceled the Zoom, so we actually had to go to Old Tapan. And in Old Tapan, there was no time limit. A guy who owned the golf course spoke for like 35 minutes about getting a golf course money for his golf course. Like, wow.
Well, we don't have time limits either, but, every once in a while, if someone is like not bringing business before the committee that they can actually do something about, like, I'll try to interrupt them and say, why don't you schedule a meeting with me so I can talk about your golf course and we can talk about the details, so I could save, everybody else in the room 15, 20 minutes if I can help it.
Yeah.
But it's like there's people that come in to, kind of be heard and, make their knowledge of the situation available to the governing body. I do think in your case, we've heard you guys out, right? So we know when we locked down marijuana in Freehold Township, we did it for a specific purpose because we didn't know what the state was going to mandate. So we wanted to have a land use ordinance that, hopefully could survive the legislation, and then we could make it intelligent so that some guy with a Krausers, that's in like a residential area wasn't opening a recreational marijuana facility. And, not to say that certain people would think that was bad or good, but we just wanted to make sure that we had the power to either stop that. But a lot of these laws that come out, Mr. Grimes, they end up saying, any laws that were passed before regarding any of this, are null and void. Right?
Yeah.
But usually land use laws are not, and that's why we did it that way. But I know the Township Committee, these are people that have told me time and time again, when they're finished with this legislation on marijuana, we are going to revisit and we are going to open certain sections of the town up specifically for medical marijuana, and then we'll discuss recreational. But, as far as homegrown, that's going to be a process for maybe the Decrim law.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Peter.
Peter, that's right, Peter.
Valesi,
that's right. I know you.
Valesi.
Peter, is there a way? Maybe it won't happen today, but can you talk to the council and share my concerns about our cancer patients that want to attend virtually, if it's possible to set that up for maybe next time? We will try to make the next council meeting in person, but a lot of us are not going to be able to make it. So maybe you can speak to them and have them maybe consider one time a one-off where you can do a Zoom for the sick people that are trying to attend.
What I may be able to do is before one of our meetings, hold like a half-hour special session. So we'll gavel it in, we'll hear you guys, and then go on with the agenda. Maybe that would be
sure
amenable to you guys.
Yeah.
So it's specifically for your group. I give you guys the call-in number, and you guys are heard on your subject, and we go from there. But I think by that time, maybe the subcommittee will have already met, and some of your information will have already been passed. But I don't think that's too much to ask. Mr. Grimes, I think we can work on that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Things are going to happen very fast, so we want to definitely have our voices heard, and thank you so much.
I agree.
Peter, thanks.
All right, great.
Thanks.
If you have any other questions, you have our number. Give us a call back.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
all right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're off Facebook. Sorry about that. We lost our Facebook feed, but we are on YouTube, so I'm going to share this video from the YouTube, because I think we're still on YouTube. Facebook failed. I don't know what happened there, why Facebook just failed on us. That's terrible. That was such an important phone call, and it was a really good phone call. It was awesome. I got some good information out of that phone call. I hope you did, too. No, not that you're watching, and nobody can see this right now, so I will end the call and share it from YouTube. And I will end it with the ode. Thank you, Jeff Oakes, for inspiring me to keep this going. Because I might not be doing this if it wasn't for people like Jeff that inspired me to keep going, and people that need help. And we need to help the people that need it. And Jeff was amazing. He is amazing. He's still here with us, and he's still... They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will